Hey everybody, Charlie Iron 2 here, and welcome back to the Golden Idol. We last left off, I was struggling to fill in the blanks here with what happened. I believe I have a good idea of what happened. It's just filling in all of these blanks correctly has proved to be a little difficult. Now, in between last recording session and this recording session, I've since edited these videos and also had some time to think on things. And I think I have a revelation. You guys probably have already picked up on this. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, as the All-Star guys, Smash Mouth says. But I think I noticed something. And it all starts with this guy right here. This is, what is his name? Edward? Edmund. I keep calling him Edward. Edmund Cloudsley. Right? And then he's thinking something here, right? Lord Edmund Cloudsley's speech stirs Parliament. Right? And then if we go over here to the notes here, I want you to put your sharp mind to better use than mere politics. Alright, and then we've also established that he had designs on getting this idol and sent this guy, David Guran, I believe his name is, to go get it, right? So fast forward, David Guran gets the idol. Then Edmund has a dinner party, right? He almost gets killed at the dinner party, right? And he has all these death threats from these secret societies, right? That's the ones who tried to kill him. Then he moves on to continue his research on the idol in this cabin. This guy, his name's like William? Walter Keene, was going to deliver a body, right? And I believe this whole thing was kind of lost on me for a second, because Edward had been researching basically regeneration, life regeneration, becoming younger or becoming older, right? I assume that's what the moldy apple is for, and he wanted to try this on a human, right? He's hiding in this box. He seems perfectly fine here, right? But then we get this. All right, I'm gonna let this play again. Sir Coroner, the bandits accidentally set off my master's laboratory chemical ingredients. What happened? Managed to fend off the rest of them. But my master, Edmund Cloudsley, got caught in the blast and severely disfigured him, and he died. Says disfigured because they probably don't want to have him identified. They want to fake his death, right? I said that when I noticed that earlier. But what I didn't put two and two together on, but I did later upon watching these again, look how familiar this guy looks. All right, so I am going to posit the theory that Lazarus Hearst, especially because the name Lazarus from the Bible is a man who came back from the dead, right? I believe Lazarus Hearst is Edmund Cloudsley, but younger. And he had this whole plan worked out with David Guran and Walter Keene, because I thought it was odd they were working together, but it makes more sense they're working together if Edmund Cloudsley maybe offered him, you know, hey, I'll bring you up to my stature and help you out and give you wealth and power if you help me infiltrate this secret society that was trying to kill me. All right, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And then, one more, and I promise I'll get to playing. And then we go here. The guy who just got initiated, right, who also happens to have Edmund Cloudsley's book, right, who also has an understanding of the glyphs as someone who was researching the idol would have, not to mention where did the idol go after the cabin, right? Well, he just had it the whole time. He had it in his staff, right? And he had this plan to perform a miracle and become basically the leader of this cult. Now, what's the reasoning for that, right? Well, one, you would think he's trying to get revenge, but no, he's using this as a stepping stone, because we can see here, this guy and this guy, Leopold and Augustus, I believe, both beat the new party order, or the new order party, the loyalists and the moderates did. So, what better way to ensure that your great Griffin, right, or Griffin Reborn, has become the prime minister of whatever town or place this is by destroying your competition. One, by setting this guy up to murder him, and two, by this guy just being dead. Right? So, and I've had some time to think on this too. Clearly some people are drugged here, right? He's drugged, pink eyes. Somebody else was too. Somebody else had, he's freaking whacked out of his gourd, but he's got pink eyes. So he was drugged, and he was drugged. So I believe we have to say in the statement something about, what was his name? The butler. Podrick. All right, and I was also thinking about this when trying to go to sleep. That's always how it happens, right? When you're trying to lay down and go to sleep, if there was a problem you were kind of mulling over, that's kind of when like solutions come up, and then when my anxiety kicks in and I start trying to overthink everything. I was thinking about this sheet here would not exist, neither would this one, if not to help me fill out this one. Right? So the way we have it is early in the morning a thing happened, and also at the same time another thing happened. All right, and then around noon, this guy was killed. Now we know Augustus was alive in the morning time because, who was it? William Spade saw him reading that paper. Well, we don't know if he was reading the paper, but we know we saw him at the fountains. So, what we need to figure out is this. So early in the morning, James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard in the library and stole a button. That sounds right to me. Meanwhile, in the... it would have been Chess House. When would the butler have gotten poisoned? I think that's what we need to figure out. Because he came back and thought that he passed out. Let's read his testimony again. It was Podrick. Served Lord Alistar in the chess house in the morning. His master arrived and instructed him to dispose of the spoilt sherry that he and Lord Leopold had drank, and then go to assist Mr. Spade in the garden. On entering the library to take away the glasses, found Lord Leopold asleep, suddenly was overcome by dizziness and fainted due to his weak heart. But he's got pink eyes. Was woken by Lord Leopold and instructed to raise an alarm, and then saw the deceased lying in a salon. It does not help me as much as I want. Leopold. Knowing that what we know, let's go ahead and read these again with context. A glass of sherry with James in the library and became drowsy. As he was falling asleep, saw Lumerian observing him through the glass door. Oh. Through the glass door. Woke up, found Butler on the floor asleep. Woke up the Butler, entered the salon, and found the body. Deduced that the Lumerian was the murderer. Instructed the Butler to raise the alarm. Now my question, this guy says something interesting. He says, I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye-patched gentleman. Leaning over the sleeping eye-patched gentleman. Because he was looking through the window. Who was the host? He's the host, right? Your plan to frame 2 is sublime, but your missing button is more than enough proof that you did it. Escort him out. And we know that you are in the secret society. You've got the red ring. Do you have one? You do not. Does anybody else have a red ring here? We know you're not going to. You do, for sure. Do you? No. And do you? No. Okay, so you and you, which we already know. You guys are masters, too. All right. So, if the Lumerian was watching us, that would have been the croquet field. which checks out with their story. Gideon says, we played croquet. Then they went to the tea house. Looked at the design of the chess house, saw Alistair Koch lecture the butler. Saw Master Turner come to the chess house and send the butler away, just as Ergen was marking on the beauty. Saw Lord Alistair leave the chess house and return shortly thereafter. I still think Alistair did it. Okay. Ergen, what do you say? Slightly difficult to understand. Everything Master Bell says is absolutely correct. And Bell is Gideon Bell, right? Yes. James. Drink sour sherry with Blanchard in the morning. Blanchard is Leopold, right? Yes. Then he went to the chess house where he found Lord Alistair and the butler, ordered the butler to clean up the library, get rid of the bad sherry, spent the rest of the time playing chess with Alistair until the alarm was raised. He led the interrogation of the suspects. Alistair practiced chess, educated butler. Dr. Turner arrived, they played chess. We know that's not true. We know you left. William and Podrick. Constable. We know there's a missing seal. Don't understand why that's relevant. So, I think we have the info. I just think we got to put it in. This one, meanwhile, in the blank, what can we do? Stole, drugged, planted, killed, frame, provoked. And stole a Lemurian seal from the salon. So, Ergen Petu. Meanwhile, in the See, I don't know what to put here. It was either Lemurian seal, that we know he stole one. But why does that matter? In the salon around noon, Alistair Koch killed Augustus Valentine and planted the button on him to frame Leopold Blanchard. That seems right to me too. This does not. But we know the Lemurian stuff is only in the salon. So it has to be salon here. Meanwhile, in the blank, blank, killed blank, blank, and stole a Lemurian blank from the salon. Or meanwhile, in the salon, or library, James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard and planted a Lemurian and stole from the salon. So maybe this goes down here. All right, let's say this goes down here. Meanwhile, in the library, James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard. Take that away. And stole a Lemurian boomerang. Where's it at? boomerang from the salon. Augustus Valentine is the victim. The boomerang is a murder weapon. Salon is where he was murdered. Body is found by Leopold Blanchard. So library, drugged him, and then stole this from the salon. So early in the morning... So now, what do we got? Stole, provoked, planted, killed, framed, drugged. So I'm trying to figure out, like, yeah, what would we put here? Early in the morning. Ergen 2. Provoked, stole, planted, killed, framed, killed, framed, drug. See, that's what's throwing me off are these verbs here. All right, because here, let's think about this. What I believe happened is these two were drinking in the morning. If we look at these, that's full. That's almost empty. So he was sitting here, this guy, eye patch man, which means he would have saw the window. This guy was sitting here. This was drugged with black poppy. All right, and that was done so that he could be framed, so that they could take this button. I believe this guy took the button and tried to frame this guy. But who killed you, and why do you have black poppy in you? Did not expect something like this. I'm just trying to see if I missed something. James is preposterous. You know damn well he was killed by that savage. It's outrageous. Thought you were an audible man, not some Aquentian trying to sabotage our friendly relations with Lemuria and provoke a conflict. He stole his life just like that. He stole his life just like that. The doctor's a smart man since he saw through his lies. Toast not noticed me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye patch gentleman. So we know, yeah, he planted the button. Okay, so Augustus Cox killed and planted the button. Yeah, I planted the button on him to frame Leopold. So he took the button. So we have to put that he stole a button, which it wouldn't be Lemurian. So it would have to be here. James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard in the library and stole button. Meanwhile, in the halls of justice, all right, so where are our locations? Flower bed. We need something with two people. Chess house? Tea house. Meanwhile, in the tea house, somebody had to get a boomerang or a seal from the salon. Meanwhile, in the library, blank, blank. See, none of these verbs make sense to me. A person stole, provoke, doesn't make sense. Planted, killed, frame, drugged. You guys just as lost as me? Is there anything else to look at? Rose bushes. It just tells what everything is. Unfinished croquet match. That lines up with their story. 2 cups of spicy smelling tea. One almost empty, the other untouched. That's drugged. That's drugged. That's drugged. Meanwhile, in the tea house, Gideon Bell drugged Ergen 2 and stole a Lumerian boomerang from the salon. I feel dumb, ladies and gentlemen, because this looks like chess match, and then here's the motive. Election results 1792. Dolphin. What is it I'm missing? I feel like I'm normally good at this stuff. We know the murder weapon is a boomerang. Apologies for the shouting match yesterday. Let's continue our discussion at noon. Leo. Let's continue our discussion at noon. Leo wants to continue at noon. Elections are over. Let's uphold a tradition leisurely. Leo wants to continue at noon. And that's the boomerang, which was taken from here. You have a war club. You also have this, the steel slate, and you have a spicy smelling ornamental box. Why do you have that? That you got invited by a party by the director of the Seven Seas Company himself. They hate associating with these invaders and thieves, but this might be just the opportunity that we seek to reclaim our honor. Great aficionado of culture, I would invite you to affirm your presence. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm stuck in my thinking here. James Turner, drug Leopold Blanchard, library and stole a button. Hold on, maybe it's listed here. Spotty onion, illusion of unity, hyperconcentration on one thing, loss of perception, surge of energy, vocalization of your thoughts, aggression, rapid blinking. You're rapid blinking. You're rapid blinking. Lumerian. Hyperconcentration on one thing, loss of perception of time. Loss of perception of time, and he's saying played croquet, got bored, saw Koch lecture Butler, send the butler away, leave the chess house and return shortly afterwards. You're drugged, and you might not be. So if we go Ergen Patu drugged Gideon Bell. Hey, we're getting there. It's only 2 or fewer now. and stole a Lumerian boomerang from the salon. So if you stole the boomerang, maybe it wasn't Alistair Koch that killed him. Maybe it was Ergen Patu. No. Alistair Koch was right. Okay, I hate doing it this way. But I'm very close. James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard in the library and stole a button. Tea House, Ergen Patu drugged Gideon Bell and stole a Lumerian boomerang from the salon. If you stole... No, you didn't steal the boomerang. You stole a seal. Ha! Got it! Whew! That one was tough. And I gotta admit, it's kind of cheesy doing it the way I did it there. But it's still better than a hint, right? Scroll has been fulfilled. Brotherhood members Alistar and James plotted to turn the ruling moderate and loyalist parties against each other. Over the course of a weekend at James Manor, Alistar murdered the moderate leader and James framed the loyalist leader. All right. Ooh. You have proven that I can trust you. Here's the Brotherhood's artifact that are removed from the traitor Keen. Let me educate you how it works. From the traitor Keen. So you used Keen. Set it to take heat from this cup of water. And I changed the symbol and used the idol, giving that heat to something else. But there's much more the idol can do. All right. So he used Walter Keane. I wonder if David Guran is still alive. Oh, is this it? Just two? Glad I bought the DLC. The New Order. The Triumph of Order. Someone's dead. Let's start with the dead body. Is this him? Man is not breathing, no apparent wounds, so they took life from him. Prince of Dusk, like night I am dark and full of terror. The night is dark and full of terrors. Do not fear love, do not make that error. When you know my name, just look for my face. Cryptic. You are David Guran. Poor bugger, I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly. So this is the New Order. Look, everybody's wearing these armbands. How far in the future is this? An Albion Frank banknote? What? Mr. David Guran, 1752, Enforcer of the Order Party. So you have made it high. So this is the Order Party symbol. History of infraction and obedience. Had a secret compartment in this office locker, denied the existence of the secret compartment, loyal service and low-ranking position to the Order Party, plus 10. So he's got merit. So there's a merit system, I imagine, that's used to dole out punishment and rewards. He's the chief enforcer. He's got his little hat on. Remember the third virtue. What in the hell is that? Is it donkey in a fancy outfit? That's the third virtue? Remember the second virtue. Sloth? Gluttony? Sleeping? Working until you fall asleep? Okay, I don't think I understand either of those virtues yet. You are the lawyer dude. It is a thing of beauty to see order prevail. If it were not against the first virtue, I would feel very happy. First virtue tells you not to show emotion. Nicholas, I wager you feel the new regime rewards your diligence now. So tell me why I saw you spend more than 3 shillings on new clothes after I asked you to lend me money and you said you had none to spare. I suggest you lend me some now, unless you want me to write you up an official report about a 4th virtue breach, your beloved brother. That's the 3rd virtue. So 4th virtue is do not spend wealth on frivolous things, I imagine. Record keeper. History of infraction and obedience labeled a protocol as being on Thursday, even though it was on a Wednesday. You know what? Infraction for that. Took a double length lunch break in the office. Shame. Loyal service and low ranking position to the order party plus 10 merit. So we're supposed to figure out what the demerits are for these, aren't we? All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.